Ladies and gentlemen, my name is TotalBiscuit of CynicalBrit.com and the YouTube channel Total Halibut, and this is going to be a hat trick for us in more ways than one, because I believe this is the third time that we have brought you Runic Games and the one and only mighty Max Schaefer. Welcome to the show.
Good to be here.
Oh, yes, and we are looking at a game which has LAN, and a game which does not have a cash auction house, and a game which involves both hacking and slashing, though not necessarily in that order. It's Torchlight 2.
Yes, we're here at Gamescom showing Torchlight 2. We are in a LAN game right now. I'm with my partner Brian over here, and we have both LAN multiplayer and internet-based multiplayer and single player. You can be offline, you can be online.
All three?
You can use your same character in all three modes, and so basically we want you to be able to play this game however you want. We are releasing our development tools with the game again so that you can mod the heck out of it.
Yep.
You can make your character invincible. I am decidedly not invincible in this case, though.
Yeah,
so
we did notice that. I was wondering whether or not to mention the fact that when you loaded in, you almost instantly died. But I think that proves that the game is sufficiently challenging. So those of you concerned about the fact that Torchlight 1 and some of the earlier modes was a little easy, not anymore.
Indeed. So hopefully we can get some hilarious dying into this demo without...
Hilarious dying is always the best thing for demos, I find. It's like, no, we're demonstrating the death system.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and head into this. Oh, first of all, I should point out we're in an outdoor area, which was something that didn't exist in Torchlight 1.
Yep, with the exception of the town, of course.
Yes, of course. But this is with monsters now. So
yep.
I'm going to head down here with my partner. We're going to kill some of these initial monsters. And we're going to get a quest, and we're going to go into a dungeon. So we do have outdoor areas. About half the game takes place outdoors, half the game takes place underground. Both the outdoor areas and the underground dungeons are randomly generated. So the layout is different every time, different monsters, different loot, and different events. So I'm going to go ahead and get a quest from this guy. And we are going to unleash some spirits and unlock this gate behind him here and do some dungeon crawling.
Sounds like a fairly risky idea as far as I'm concerned, but it sounds like fun.
We're 30 seconds into the demo.
It sounds like a fairly risky idea.
We have a new world record.
There we go. That's absolutely fantastic.
All right, so I'm going to resurrect at expense of gold and fame. I think my fame is already gone now as a result of this.
Yeah, you've gotten to the point where you're an indie band that only releases their CDs in the Antarctic at this point. So
indeed.
You'll be great amongst the black metal community.
So I have just triggered the... summoning of a bunch of evil skeletons here, which we will kill off. And provided that the game functions properly, that will release a little green transparent man who will walk slowly to the gate and unlock it for us.
Wonderful. Sounds like it seemed to work. There we go.
Yep. And,
he exploded. How unpleasant.
And clear the path and on our way in. I should really stay behind my friend Brian here because not only does he play better, but his character is stronger.
Yeah, which class are you currently playing, Max?
I am currently playing the Outlander.
Ah.
And the Outlander is a ranged fighter, uses guns, and I should realize that means I should stand back. My tendency is to wade into combat, and it gets me killed very often.
Yes, indeed. If you can't fight, you must fight.
Okay, so Brian has loaded in first, and I am waiting for I should point out that this is my personal laptop, which means I have never defragged the hard drive, and it's full of crap.
Yeah, that and it's a Mac, so
yeah.
We can forgive you for that, I suppose.
All right. Yeah, it is. They are running Windows, so this is a PC version, not a Mac version.
That's fair enough.
We just like the shiny metal cases on the
That's
the Mac
understandable.
laptops. All right, so we have loaded into the dungeon here, and we are going to go in search of a very fun boss fight, but owing to the random nature of our dungeon layouts, we don't know where that is specifically. So there are only 2 of us in the game right now, but we're going to allow you to play 6 to 8 characters maximum. We haven't actually set the number yet.
All right.
But since we are releasing our development tools with the game, you can set the number to whatever you like.
Okay, I can
no
see,
guarantees that it won't break the game, however.
Yeah, I can see nonsense happening at some point in the not too distant future. Dangerous, dangerous freedom. So tell me a little bit about the skills that the Outlander currently has at his disposal right now.
Okay, I've got a glaive throw that I demonstrate here. It gives me a nice little ranged option. Some other ones I have are the ability to spawn a tornado. And the tornado will bounce around and kill monsters. Let's see what else I've got here. I've got the Rune Vault, which will let me... Excuse me. Lets me die, apparently. There I go. And I...
Useful skill to have.
Yeah. There is the rune vault demonstrated, not in a crowded corridor. So if you played Torchlight 1, you know that it runs on virtually
pretty much anything. Yeah,
any
I
machine that runs.
I think I got it running on my toaster at one point. It's been impressive.
Yeah, you get somewhat of a lower frame rate, but it does work. And this is the same graphics engine and the same basic technologies.
Yep. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
So you know, we have some more players in the game and a little bit higher poly count, but we've also made some improvements. So it should run roughly equivalently.
Excellent. That's always good to hear.
And you know, when I talk, I'm almost totally unable to play. So if I'm walking into a wall and not doing anything productive, it's because I'm also thinking.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I got complained that I did commentary of, well, the first ever commentary of League of Legends Dominion, while also interviewing the lead designer, while also playing on an unfamiliar laptop.
There you go.
That was fun. It did the job. We still won.
So we'll have 4 character classes in Torchlight. We've got a Berserker here that my friend is playing, and I'm playing an Outlander. We're also showing the what was formerly called the Railman. We are now calling the Engineer, because we rewrote the story, and all of a sudden there was no more rails in the game, and it made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, that would have been a little bit odd, exactly.
And additionally, it was always a little bit awkward to make a female Railman.
Yes, actually, come to think of it, that is a little awkward, isn't it? Now, I believe that Berserker was just recently announced, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was announced at just before E3, I believe.
Yep.
And we'll be announcing the 4th class, which is the secret class right now, at PAX in Seattle.
Okay.
Brian, I notice you're following me. It would do much better for my confidence if I followed you. And
tell me a little bit about the Berserker skill set and the kind of talent trees that's got at its disposal.
Okay, the Berserker has is a dual-wielding melee class and fast action, and he holds 2 single-handed weapons. His skills, however, his magic skills relate to the fact that he's kind of lived among animals forever, and he can channel wolf spirits and animal spirits. So, Brian, why don't you come over here and shoot off your wolves so people can see what I'm talking about. Of course, I have to stand back, so I missed that entirely. So, yeah, fire them off right here. Oh, your mana is low. All right.
Now, how would you compare that class to, say, a class of Torchlight 1, which please tell me I got the name right, the Vanquisher?
Well, the emphasis with the Berserker is kind of on crazed, frenzied combat. So he uses these 2 single-handed weapons, and he actually has a chance to use them both at once sometimes. You get the combined advantage of 2 weapons. So it's a little faster action, a little bit more frenzied, a little more crazy, and a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, when it comes to crazy fast action and things like that, Ed, you've said an awful lot on the subject of loot and loot drops and what makes a hack-and-slash RPG satisfying to play. What kind of things have you done in Torchlight 2 to emphasize that?
Well, it's good we're playing a multiplayer game here, because I can talk about our loot theory here, and that's that you only see your own drops. So the other player doesn't see what drops for you, and you don't see what drops for them, and it prevents the whole phenomena of rushing ahead and grabbing all the good loot with the fast character and leaving the support healer class or whatever behind to get nothing. Now, once you've picked up an item, of course, you can put it back on the ground, and then everyone sees it. So I want you to notice this skeleton here. It will pick off his glowing head and throw it at you, and grow a new one immediately, conveniently. So
as you do.
The dog just killed him while I was talking about that and completely destroyed my presentation there.
Inconsiderate mutt.
So anyway, check out this guy here. He's going to, if I get near him, take off his head and throw it at me. Conveniently growing a new one. So yeah, we've done the initial Torchlight project was very rushed, and it resulted in some things like we had set items, but I don't really know of anyone personally that ever found 2 of a set, which makes the entire
actually,
purpose.
I was lacking that, I had to say.
Kind of defeats the entire purpose of the set item. And this time we've fixed that up, so we're going to cluster the drops of the set items a lot more, and it will actually be very likely that you will get more than 1 item of a set. And for the first time in action RPG history, enjoy the benefits of the set item. lots more loot in this game. We have more of everything in this. More monsters, more loot, more environments, more dungeons. Torchlight 1 was in one major city and dungeons just underneath it. This time we have 3 major hub cities and expansive outdoor terrain around all of them and different varying dungeons underneath all of them as well.
Yeah, considering the interesting history of Runic and, of course, yourself, this is your Diablo 2.
This is figuratively my Diablo 2, but
Indeed.
Ironically, the other Diablo 2 was also my Diablo 2.
Yes,
so.
yeah, that's why it's really odd, but also an absolutely fascinating history.
I don't know which one it really is historically going to be my Diablo 2. The actual Diablo 2.
This is going to be your Diablo 2 as opposed to the other Diablo 2 that definitely wasn't your Diablo 2, but perhaps was in some respects. And then everyone gets horribly confused and the interview ends. So we'll go on to a different subject, which involves the dog. What exactly have you done with the pets this time around?
Well, we'll have all new pets in Torchlight 2. We right now are playing with the existing dog from Torchlight 1, and I'm not sure what Brian has over there. It might be the ferret. We have the ferret from Torchlight 1, which you probably didn't notice because you didn't buy the box copy, but if you did, you would have had the ferret. I
got a review copy. It wasn't my fault.
You didn't buy it? What? All right, so we're actually getting pretty close to the stairs down here where we'll be able to go and fight a very tasty boss. And I'm very pleased that I haven't died again after having died 30 seconds into the demo.
Yeah, you seem to be doing pretty well. I think you're getting used to the whole commentating and playing thing. It's quite tricky.
Yeah, but my new theory is just to stand back and stay out of danger. Okay, so we're heading down now to this boss battle. This is, by the way, this whole construct that we're in, where we were outside and where we came down, is just part of a random quest that the sort of thing that you might see in the game, you might not see. It's not part of the major story quest, but it's the sort of thing that we've really filled the outdoor areas with. So it's not just fields with monsters that are waiting for you to show up. There will be merchants out there. There will be events that are happening, and exciting things just when you're exploring and not actually following one of the story quests.
That's always good.
All right, I'm letting my friend clear out ahead of me, so for the most part, I won't die.
In terms of the pre-constructed dungeons versus the random dungeons, what kind of ratio do you expect your average player to actually spend in either?
The vast majority of the dungeons are random. This happens to be a pre-created one. This floor of it, actually, the floor above us was random, and this floor is pre-created.
Okay, so you actually do mix those.
Yeah, we do mix them up, just based on if we want you to have a particularly scripted boss battle. You notice that guy unhooked himself from the wall where he was impaled with his own sword. I'm sure there is a story reason for that, but I don't know it.
Most likely. I don't think he was doing it for laughs.
Yep. Anyway, keep your eye on this pit here because I've just unleashed a torrent of hurt that is going to culminate in our first boss in the game.
This is the time where you have to focus, needless to say. Okay, that doesn't look pleasant at all.
And he does a variety of attacks, including slamming the ground and throwing up on me. And the maggots will emerge from his vomit, I guess.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Oops, there we go. I managed to avoid dying there. So, yikes.
There you
Fortunately,
go.
oh, there he goes. And we'll get a good look at our dead companion here. As you can see, I can use the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. It's sometimes a little awkward to play at this level, but you do get a much better detail.
Yep. This will work pretty well. In terms of the UI, what kind of enhancements have you made? What kind of changes do you have on the horizon?
Well, UI is one of those things that we constantly hone and work on. And what you're looking at here is actually already out of the current build. So the final shipping copy will have all new and sleeker and better interface than this one, including a very much enhanced auto map, which is very important for finding your friends when they've left you because you're too slow or have gotten lost. So again, like I say, UI is something you start with one and you constantly hone it throughout the development cycle, and we'll probably make the last UI change moments before we ship the game.
Sounds reasonable to me.
Speaking of shipping the game, I should mention that we are intending to ship this year, with any luck, in the October to November timeframe. That's loosely defined. I'm a developer telling you dates, which means the information is almost certainly false. I can almost preclude the possibility of an October, November release by saying that. But it'll be released on Steam and our site at first, and then slowly percolate around the world in box copies.
Okay. Fantastic.
So that is the end of this level. We can go out and show some other stuff. So I'm going to quit out and load up another character.